Hello, students. We'll continue with the topic of Taylor series, which I had kept it pending last lecture. Now, let's understand what's the difference between Taylor series and Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series is about the point zero. You always take f of zero, you take f dash of zero, f double dash of zero. जितने भी derivatives या आगे के successive derivatives लेते हो सारे point zero के approximately मतलब zero के लिए calculate करते हो सारी चीजें. जब जीरो के अलावा और कोई भी वैल्यूज डालोगे तो टेलर सीरीज बन जाएगा. तो मैक्लॉरिन सीरीज इज अबाउट द पॉइंट जीरो एंड टेलर सीरीज इज अबाउट अ नॉन जीरो पॉइंट. इतना ही डिफरेंस है दोनों में. दोनों एक दूसरे से डिराइव हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. तो टेलर सीरीज के यहाँ पे चार अलग अलग फॉर्म दिए हैं. है एक ही चीज, बस थोड़ा सा मैनिपुलेशन किया हुआ है. ओके, तो फर्स्ट फॉर्म देखेंगे जो आपका स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म है एफ ऑफ एक्स प्लस एच. तो यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान ये देना है कि लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे एफ ऑफ एक्स प्लस एच है. राइट हैंड साइड पे एफ ऑफ एक्स प्लस एच टाइम्स एफ डैश ऑफ एक्स एच बाय एक्स स्क्वायर बाय टू टाइम्स एंड सो ऑन. सो इस तरह की इनफाइनाइट सीरीज है. ओके, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड टेलर सीरीज. अब इसको थोड़ा सा मैनिपुलेशन करके हमारे सम्स के हिसाब से हम यूज कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड फॉर्म ऑफ टेलर सीरीज इज एक्स प्लस एच, बट एक्स और एच की पोजिशन एक्सचेंज कर दी है. इक्वेशन वन में जो एक्स एंड एच की पोजिशन थी उसको एक्सचेंज कर दी है. तो जहाँ एक्स है वहां पे एच लिख दिया, जहाँ एच है वहां पे एक्स. तो इट्स ओके, वी कैन डू दैट. ओके, तो ये जो सेकेंड वाला जो इक्वेशन है वो आपको आंसर एक्स के टर्म्स में देगा. मतलब आपको जो आंसर आएगा वो एक्स का पॉलिनोमियल होगा. फर्स्ट वाला जो इक्वेशन है उसमें एच का पॉलिनोमियल आएगा. ठीक है. तो इफ यू लुक एट द सेकेंड इक्वेशन, यहाँ पे अगर मैंने एच की जगह जीरो डाल दिया इन द सेकेंड इक्वेशन. ओके, so if in the second equation I put h is equal to 0, I will get the Maclaurin series. I will get the Maclaurin series. So as I said, Maclaurin series is derived from the Taylor series. So there's nothing great. It's just that it is about the point zero. Okay, so आप जैसे h is equal to 0 डाल दोगे तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड f of x हो जाएगा, राइट हैंड साइड f of 0, x टाइम्स f dash of 0 एंड सो ऑन. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आपको आंसर x के टर्म्स में मिलेंगे, x के पावर्स के टर्म्स में मिलेंगे. सो एनी विच वाइज मैक्लॉरिन सीरीज हमने अलग से पढ़ लिया है, वहां पे उसके एक अलग से वीडियो बना दिया है मैंने. So we're not getting into details of Maclaurin, but just trying to connect things for you. Okay. Now, H is replaced with A. H is replaced with A. So, doesn't make much of a difference. A could be any number. Okay. So, यहाँ पे आपकी series again ऐसे convert होगी. Equation 1 के parallel ही है ये, same thing है. Okay. So, one and the same. And of course, this is going to be like 2 factorial and then 3 factorial and so on. Okay. Now, this is something interesting. The fourth one. Fourth one is something which we will want to use. Like जनरली सेकेंड एंड फोर्थ ज्यादा यूज होते हैं हमारे. ओके, डिपेंड्स ऑफ कोर्स ऑन द क्वेश्चन टू क्वेश्चन. फर्स्ट भी यूज होता है, थर्ड एंड फर्स्ट आर ऑलमोस्ट द सेम, से नाम बदल दिया एच और ए. ओके, फोर्थ वन इज समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग. व्हाट यू डू हियर इज you write your LHS, this one, f of x. I write it as f of x plus a minus a. Okay, in this particular format. And then you take it as f of a plus x minus a, where you can call this as h and this is your x. And then you use equation 1. You use equation 1 here. तो आपका लेफ्ट हैंड साइड तो ऑफकोर्स एफ ऑफ एक्स ही बचेगा, ये वाला. एफ ऑफ एक्स की जगह पे एफ ऑफ ए आ जाएगा, एच की जगह पे एक्स माइनस ए, एंड देन यू हैव एफ डैश ऑफ ए, and then x minus a का square and f double dash of a and so on. So you can observe equation number 4 is what I was just writing there in red pen there. So this is what you will get. Now when do we use this fourth equation? जब आपको जो expand करने बोला गया है question, we'll see the question. You're expected to expand it about x minus something. Okay, आपको जो answer चाहिए वो x minus 1 के पावर्स में या x minus 2 के पावर्स में या फिर x plus 3 के पावर्स में. पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है, तो वहां पे a को नेगेटिव वाली ले लेंगे. तो माइनस माइनस प्लस हो जाएगा. So that option is also available. So yes, that is also another form of Taylor series. So there are these four forms. You can remember any one of them and learn to use any of them accordingly by changing the values. So let's apply the Taylor series here to the sums. So I've taken this first question here, where the first question says expand tan hyperbolic inverse x plus h in the terms of h and hence find the value of this. So क्वेश्चन में इन द टर्म्स ऑफ एच बोल दिया है, मतलब आपको फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला यूज करना है एक्सपांशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एच. तो एच एच स्क्वायर एच क्यूब ऐसे आंसर्स चाहिए ना आपको, तो इक्वेशन नंबर वन मतलब टेलर सीरीज का फॉर्म नंबर वन यूज करना है. ठीक है. सो अगर टेलर सीरीज का फॉर्म नंबर वन यूज करना है तो मेरा जो एफ एक्स है, सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे एफ ऑफ एक्स प्लस एच है, राइट हैंड साइड पे सिर्फ एफ एक्स है. So let's start with fx first and then we'll find its derivatives. So I'll start with fx. fx में h नहीं आता है. ओके, सी राइट हैंड साइड पे h को बाहर निकाल दिया, f और f डैश वगैरह में x ही है, h नहीं है. ओके, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे है, दैट्स ओके. सो वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन इट्स डेरिवेटिव्स. tan इनवर्स का डेरिवेटिव 1 अपॉन 1 प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर, डबल डेरिवेटिव, so negative 1 upon 1 plus x square the whole square, and by chain rule I'll have a 2x. Okay, so I'll replace here by 2x. Then triple derivative. So in case of triple derivative we will have to apply u by v rule, negative sign outside, v into derivative of u minus u into derivative of v, which is this denominator 1 plus x square the whole square का वापस स्क्वायर होगा, मतलब रेज टू 4 हो जाएगा. थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं इसको. न्यूमरेटर से I'll take this 1 plus x square common. Okay, so when I take this common I'll have 1 plus x square common here. फर्स्ट टर्म में 2 times 1 plus x square बचेगा. सेकेंड टर्म में ब्रैकेट के बाहर 2x into 2 that is 4x into 2x will become 8x square and 1 plus x square बाहर जा चुका है. डिनोमिनेटर में 1 plus x square the whole raised to 4 बचा है, तो यहाँ से एक और यहाँ से एक कैंसिल हो जाएगा. I will now write this as negative, let's open the bracket, 2 plus 2x square minus 8x square divided by 1 plus x square the whole cube. Out of 4, 1 is gone, so 3 remain. So this is negative 2 minus 6x square divided by 1 plus x square the whole cube. So negative 2 coming out, and I'll have 1 minus 3x square divided by 1 plus x square the whole cube. Okay, so we leave it here and we can definitely calculate more derivatives, but then fine, we'll stop here. So we need to expand this using the Taylor series. Let's expand it. I'll continue here. By Taylor series, we're going to use version number 1. The formula is f of x plus h is f of x plus h f dash of x, h square over 2 factorial f double dash, h cube over 3 factorial f triple dash, and this goes on till infinity. Okay, just a minute. Okay, this will go on till infinity. So let's substitute the values. Fx will be replaced by tan inverse of x. H as it is. F dash will be replaced by 1 upon 1 plus x square. H square by 2 factorial as it is, multiplied by negative 2x upon 1 plus x square the whole square, the 2 gets cancelled, plus h cube upon 3 factorial becomes 6, and we have a negative 2 into 1 minus 3x square upon 1 plus x square the whole cube. So again, this will get reduced. So I have on the left hand side tan inverse of x plus h. So in the formula of fx, you put x plus h in place of x. So f of x will become f of x plus h. Okay. So your tan inverse of x plus h is now equal to tan inverse of x plus h over 1 plus x square minus h square x over 1 plus x square the whole square minus 1 minus, okay, h cube times 1 minus 3x square upon 3 times 1 plus x square the whole cube, and so on and so on. Okay, I hope you're understanding this expansion here. Okay, so the question doesn't get completed here. There's one more part to the question. So this was the expansion, okay, which was required. So let's look at the question. The question also asks you to find the value of tan inverse of 1.0003, correct to 5 decimal places. Also, the question is telling you hence. Hence means you're expected to use the result which you have derived. Okay, so we will be using what we have got so far. So we have got this. This is the result which I'm going to use further. Okay, so let me create some space here and we'll continue there. Okay, so we want the value of tan inverse of 1.0003. So let's understand, यहाँ पे standard value किसकी पता है? हमको tan inverse of 1 पता है. Okay, tan inverse of 1 पता है. Standard form. तो हमको 1.0003 चाहिए. So let's work into this. So यहाँ पे we will replace, जिसकी standard value पता है उसको x लोगी and extra part को आप h ले लोगे. Okay. So I know tan inverse of 1, so I take that as x, and I don't know the value of the remaining part 0.0003, so that I take it as h. So what happens here is I get left hand side as tan inverse of 1.0003 x plus h, okay? Right hand side is tan inverse of 1. H is replaced by 0.0003. 1 plus 1 square minus h is replaced by 0.0003 square. X is replaced by 1. And denominator will become 2 square. Okay, 1 plus 1 square, the whole square. Then this is 0.0003 cube. 1 minus 3, 1 square again. Okay, so I've not written that. And 3 times 2 cube. So let's complete the calculation. Tan inverse of 1 now is going to be pi by 4 plus 0.0003 divided by 2 negative. Okay, let's do one thing. We'll take the calculator and complete the calculations here instead of doing it manually. So I'll take the help of scientific calculator, and again, as I said, when nothing is given, you will always use radians. So I'm going to go to computational mode, but then my calculator should be on radians. It is on radians right now. Okay, so the first thing I require is tan inverse of 1 plus I have a 0.0003 divided by 2 minus 0.0003 square multiplied by 1. It's okay if I don't write. I have a 4 in the denominator, which is 2 square. Then I again have cube this time. sorry, yeah, there's something wrong. Cube and multiplied by -2, because 1 minus 3 is -2. Denominator is 3 into 8, which is 24. So this is your answer, 0.7855. Now understand, I'll be changing the fixed mode. I have already kept it on fixed because of the previous things. I'll remove fixed mode and I'll maybe make it till 9. The question is asking you to write the answer up to 5 decimal places, okay? So we first write it up to all the decimal places which are available, or maybe at least 6 decimal places, 0.785548. And then reduce it to 5 decimal places. So 0.7, this is approximately equal to, okay? This is similar for approximately equal to 78555. So that's your tan inverse of 1.0003. I can always check it in the calculator. So let's check tan inverse of 1. You can see the values are matched. The values are matched. Okay. So this is how you can cross check or verify your answer as well. And this is how you're expected to calculate. I hope the question was clear to everyone. So there were two parts to the question. First part was to expand in the terms of h, and because it was to expand in the terms of h, we used the first formula, and then we were expected to find the tan inverse of particular given value. Let's look at the second question, which was one of your doubt questions. So I've taken that up also over here. And last lecture I told you I'll take it up in the next lecture. So yeah, we're taking it today. So now let's look at the question. Expand x raised to 5 plus x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1 in the powers of x minus 1. Your answer should be, x minus 1 का square, उसका cube, उसका power 4, power 5, whatever. आपके जो आंसर में x minus 1 ब्रैकेट में हमेशा रहना चाहिए. तो ये कौन से फॉर्म में है? टेलर सीरीज के फॉर्म्स को देखोगे अगर आप, तो ये फोर्थ फॉर्म है. एज आई टोल्ड यू, ये जो फोर्थ फॉर्म है बहुत ज्यादा यूज होता है. ठीक है, तो ये फोर्थ फॉर्म में देखो ना, यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट में x minus 1 है, x minus 1 का स्क्वायर है एंड क्यूब है. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी वांट. ओके, दिस इज व्हाट वी वांट. एंड अगर इसको कंपेयर करोगे विथ व्हाट वी वांट, ओके, तो वी वांट x minus 1 के फॉर्म में, x minus 1 के पावर्स में, मतलब a को आपको रिप्लेस करना है 1 से. You have to replace your a with 1. Okay, so that's what we have understood so far. I hope everyone is clear. So let's start with fx. Fx will be what you want to expand. So fx over here is the question. Fx here is a question. जिसको expand करना है. That is x raised to 5, x cubed, x squared, x and -1. Derivatives ढूंढ लेते हैं, because if you have observed, you require derivatives, but at a point. So we'll calculate those values at the point. Okay, at least we'll try to find 3 derivatives. So f dash is 5x raised to 4, 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. Last term derivative will be 0. Now it's 20x cubed, 6x minus 2, triple derivative, 60x squared plus 6. Fourth derivative would be 120x, and fifth derivative is only 120. After that, all the derivatives will be 0. I have to calculate these values at A. You can observe the formula. You are expected to calculate f dash of A, f double dash of A, f triple dash at A, f at A. So you have to expect it to find all of these values at A. Okay. So I need to, we know that A will be this. This is your A, correct? So I'll be calculating all of these values at 1. So f of 1, f dash at 1, double dash at 1, triple dash at 1, fourth order derivative at 1, fifth order derivative at 1. So you replace all your x's with 1. Okay, all x's get replaced with 1. So the first one is +1, +1, -1. Okay, so 2 times -1, 3 times +1. Answer is +1. Next would be 5 3 minus 2 plus 1, that gives me 7. Next is 20 plus 6 minus 2, which gives me a 24. Next is 60 plus 6, which gives me 66. This is 120, and the next one is also 120. Okay, so let's use the Taylor's expansion and substitute the values here. So the Taylor's expansion, we have f of x's. Okay, you need to remember the formula. F of a plus x minus a times f dash, x minus a the whole square upon 2 factorial times f double dash, x minus a the whole cube upon 3 factorial times f triple dash, and so on. Okay, so let's replace the values here. Left hand side is fx, which is my entire function, that's x raised to 5. Okay, let me expand the page. Okay, so my left hand side is x raised to 5, x raised to 3, negative x squared plus x minus 1. Right hand side first value is f of 1, f of a, which becomes f of 1. So that's 1, x minus 1 into 7, x minus 1 the whole square upon 2 factorial is 2 into 24, plus x minus 1 the whole cube upon 6 into 66, plus x minus 1 the whole raised to 4 divided by, this would be 4 factorial, which is 24 into 120, and x minus 1 the whole raised to 5 upon 120 into 120. So let's quickly simplify this. I have 1 plus 7 times x minus 1. Don't open the brackets. आपको आंसर जो चाहिए वो x minus 1 के टर्म्स में चाहिए, तो ब्रैकेट्स ओपन नहीं करना. एंड यहाँ पे 2 and 24 कैंसिल होके विल बी लेफ्ट विद 12. मतलब बेसिकली आपको x minus 1 को टच नहीं करना, x minus 1 को कुछ भी हाथ नहीं लगाना है. ओके, डोंट डू दैट मिस्टेक. 11 टाइम्स x minus 1 का क्यूब हो जाएगा, 6 and 66 कैंसिल होके 24 and ये कैंसिल होके 5 टाइम्स x minus 1 the whole raised to 4 and x minus 1 the whole raised to 5 होगा. अगर किसी को क्रॉस चेक करना है लेफ्ट हैंड साइड राइट हैंड साइड, मतलब राइट हैंड साइड ओपन करके देखो आपका आंसर लेफ्ट हैंड साइड आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. ओके, यू कैन चेक दैट. So this is your expansion of the given question in the terms of x minus 1. Okay, in the powers of x minus 1. I hope this is clear. Let's look at the next question. The next question is asking you to find the square root of 25.15. No function is mentioned, nothing is given. Okay, unlike the before questions. So यहाँ पे let's observe the function is root. So I'll start with let fx is root x. Okay, जिस भी नंबर का रूट लेना है वो ये. Again, like we did for tan inverse question, जिस स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यू के वैल्यूज पता है उसको x लो, उसके एक्स्ट्रा पार्ट को h ले लो. So let x is equal to 25 and h is equal to 0.15. So of course we have understood we are going to write the answer in the form of h. Okay, I'm going to use the Taylor's expansion in the form of h. So by Taylor series expansion, the first form, okay, I'll have fx plus h on the left hand side. First term is fx, h times f dash, h square by 2 factorial f double dash, h cube by 3 factorial triple dash, and so on. Okay, so let's calculate these values. So f of x is already known to us as root x, f dash. The derivative of root x is 1 over 2 root x, 1 over 2 root x. So that becomes 1 upon 2 x raised to negative half double dash . Becomes negative 1 by 4 and x raised to negative 3 by 2 triple dash would be positive 3 by 8 x raised to negative 5 by 2. I'm using the formula of x raised to n. Okay. Now our x is 25, so I'll calculate f of 25, which is root 25, which becomes positive value you will take here, 5. F dash at 25 would be 1 upon 2 root 25, which is 1 upon 10, which is 0.1. F double dash of 25 would be negative 1 upon 4, and I can write this as 25 raised to 3 by 2. You can use your calculator here. So this is my calculator. Yeah. So I'll take negative 1 over 4, and yes, in the denominator itself, I'll take a bracket here, 25 raised to 3 over 2. So that gives me negative 1 over 500, which is 0.002. Negative 0.002. Let's calculate f triple dash. I can write it as negative, no, positive, sorry. There's no negative sign. 3 by 8, x raised to negative 5 by 2. Again, using the calculator, I can write it as 3 by 8 into bracket 25 raised to negative 5 by 2. So that gives you 0.00012. 1 minute, it should be positive. Yeah, it's a positive answer. Okay. So we got these values. You can of course find more values, but I think this should be enough. So let's substitute in equation number 1, I can call this. Therefore, from 1, the left-hand side will become square root of x is 25 and h is 0.15. Okay, let me expand the page. So, okay. X is 25 and h is 0.15. So left-hand side, which is x plus h, becomes 25.15. Right-hand side becomes fx means 5, the first value. H is 0.15. F dash would be 0.1. H square will be 0.15 square divided by 2 factorial is 2 multiplied by F double dash, that is negative 0.002. H cube is this cube divided by 3 factorial की value 6 हो जाएगी multiplied by 0.00012 करेंगे और ये आगे चलते रहेगा. ठीक है. Now let's use a calculator to calculate these values. So I'll shift the calculator this side. Okay. First value is 5 plus 0.15 into 0.1. Negative sign because of the minus there. 0.15 plus square. And this entire thing to be divided by 2 and multiplied by 0.002. Negative sign I've already taken out. Plus 0.15 cube divided by 6 and multiplied by 0.00012. So this comes out to be 5.014977. When the question is not mentioning the number of decimals, you stop at 4 decimals, round it off to 4 decimals. So first you write down the entire value, 5.014977. 568, and then you round it off to 4 decimals, 5.014977. 50 it will become. And now let's check the actual value. Let's check the actual value. You can always keep this as a habit of cross-checking. So 24.15, we need to find the square root. You can see it's exactly similar, like 568 we had got, this 67. So almost the same. Fine. I hope the method of Taylor series is clear with everyone. And you have understood the different forms of the equations, the standard form, when to use which. The first one to be used when you want to expand in the form of h. जनरली आपके ये जो वैल्यूज ढूंढने होते हैं ना, जैसे tan इनवर्स ऑफ 1 पॉइंट वाला बोल दिया या स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 25 पॉइंट या फिर क्यूब रूट बोल दिया, स्टैंडर्ड पार्ट है उसको छोड़ के एच के फॉर्म में ही लिखोगे तो फर्स्ट पार्ट, फर्स्ट वाला इक्वेशन उस टाइप के इक्वेशंस के लिए यूज होता है. सेकेंड वाला इक्वेशन जनरली मैक्लॉरियन में ही यूज होता है, बाकी कहीं पे यूज नहीं होगा. थर्ड इक्वेशन हम यूज नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज वो फर्स्ट का रिफ्लेक्शन है. ठीक है, उसको नहीं यूज करेंगे हम. फोर्थ इक्वेशन इज यूज्ड अगेन जब आपको एक्सपांड करना हो अबाउट in the powers of x minus something or x plus something. प्लस वाला होगा तो a की वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी एंड माइनस वाला होगा तो a की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव होगी. I hope the topic of Taylor series is absolutely clear with all of you. Okay, so there are a few things remaining of Maclaurin, which I'll put it up in one more video separately, not to make this video very long. Thank you, students.